I've started to read Ambassadors by Henry James. Um, as Leo has recommended me, and you're reading, and there's this part where it goes, remain to that extent sound. And so he asked me if I understood what that meant. And I said, to that extent sound. So he mentioned to me, he was studying how foreigners learn English, and he realized that I had it quite lucky to have learned English when I was a young girl. In a foreign country in the U.S. and have required language English that way. And he asked me if it was not a huge surplus for me, which is true. Actually, there's so much boom in probably still in Korea to have kids sent abroad to learn English when they're little, because there's it is a lucky thing to know the language when English is such a big subject in Korea, and it's the requirement. It scores or requirements from almost every company that you want to get hired by. I'm not so sure about it in other countries and how bad it is, but probably I'm guessing it's probably the same. But maybe in Korea, maybe it's a little bit excessive. Maybe may not be so though. My solace and my sole merit when I was in Korea was having known English that way. It was only in recent times after Leo and Matt came and they started teaching me about Western style of life, how to do things, work. It was compromised to sort of like have me learn, I guess, in some sense, but it was taught to me, and I learned a great deal about how things were done, because my mom, I realize now, that God didn't tell me before, but I realize now that she has been hiding things that I might learn from, so I wouldn't know about it. She lied about things, gave me false impressions about things that I needed to know about, so I didn't do things well. She's been giving me self-doubt all the time, so I don't trust myself, so I don't know how to do things well. And then finally, the things that, for example, I realized that, clothes and everything, food, you have to sort of pick up things that sort of match and go well with each other and make something of it. I was sort of like thinking everything should be fitting together and not left out was my sort of conception. So concept. And so all of that made me into a sort of faulty, lousy kind of worker. And that's being fought these days. And it makes me feel so much more confident and more so sure about myself in a way that I wasn't before. I feel on myself. I feel I can do something, that kind of confidence. I know sometimes when you tell yourself, I can do it, it boosts your confidence, but if you're like that, like the way I used to be, and say I'm confident all the time, that's sort of a faulty way of having a confidence, I think. This is more the right way of having confidence. And you don't know what it means to me to be able to say, I can cook now. I can sort of have a sense I started, well, I can't exactly dress too well, but I have a sense of what to look for in clothes now, what fits me, what looks good on me. It's such confidence, and it makes my work better, you know?